Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. Today's video is all about, honestly, how to not get ripped off buying organic granular fertilizers. These are your slow release fertilizers. First off, all the products that I use here or I'm showing in the video, they all work, they're all effective. They are effective fertilizers. But there's a couple things you can keep in mind to save yourself a lot of money. I am not affiliated with any of these companies. I like Espoma because per pound, they're the cheapest. I really am not impressed with Dr. Earth because they just cost too much money per pound. But let's break this down because it can be really overwhelming for new vegetable gardeners. First thing you're going to see is organic fertilizers. If you turn them to the side, read what the ingredients are. Don't judge fertilizer by what you see here. Okay, that's just advertising stuff to get us to spend more money. Read what's in the product. Most of them are the same. They contain. You just want to cut in real quick, get up close and personal with the ingredients in your organic fertilizers. That's the most important thing. Read what's in there. They're all going to be pretty much the same. Chicken manure, fish meal, etc. In this one, it's pretty much poultry manure. So it could be, chickens, turkeys, etc. But the ingredients are pretty much the same. You'll see alfalfa in there. Sometimes you see bone meal, rock phosphate, blood meal. This one is a 4-2-3 fertilizer. And it says right down here, derived from poultry manure. So there's only one ingredient in it. And again, don't get caught up in the packaging really. This says purely organic, grows beautiful organic vegetables. You can't have a non-organic vegetable. I understand what they're trying to say, but don't pay attention to this. Check out the ingredients, and $2 or less per pound is pretty fair. When you come up to the Dr. Earth, the main ingredients are fish bone meal, so we got fish in this one, alfalfa, and I just buy alfalfa pellets from feed stores and use alfalfa pellets directly. Anyway, fish meal, potassium sulfate, kelp meal, different kinds of things in there that you're going to see the same pattern repeat in all these fertilizers. And again, here's a list of all the bacillus, whatevers, different microbes. It even says that this has some humic acid in there, which is great. However, you still want to stick around at $2 per pound. I thought that this was kind of funny. This one is a tree tone, and it's a 6-3-2 fertilizer. This is higher in nitrogen, which is great for like leafy greens, like your lettuces, spinach, and kale and stuff like that. But again, you don't need the specialized fertilizers. And you have feather meal, poultry manure, bone meal, alfalfa. I don't know what that says in there. Green sand, sulfate of potash, same ingredients. And then just to switch over to another one of the same company, when you look at the ingredients here, it's the same exact ingredients. Fish meal, or I'm sorry, feather meal, poultry meal, bone meal, etc. So the ingredients aren't really even changing, just the amounts that they use change the numbers from a 632 to a 346 to a 533. And then finally, Espoma also has plain old chicken manure. And that's basically what we're buying, is ground up fish, ground up chicken, manures dried. It's basically dried manures in a bag. 5-3-2. This is a great fertilizer, the chicken manure. And this was actually the cheapest out of all of them. It was well under $2 a pound. I mean, why not just go right to the source and get organic chicken manure? You're going to get N, P, and K in there. It doesn't matter where N, P, and K comes from. And just a reminder, compost itself is well below a 111 NP and K. And that's all you need. If you make enough compost, you don't need to spend money on buying any of these products. Just use the compost, plenty of nutrients, your plants will get what they need out of it. And please subscribe, I really appreciate the help. I'll teach you how to grow food, have fun, how to save money. And in the video description, I'll link a video on how to use alfalfa feed in your garden, save a lot of money for organic fertilizers, and also put in some videos on composting. They contain chicken manure, feather meal, bone meal, blood meal. Anytime you see meal, it's usually an animal product ground up, dried, and put into an organic fertilizer. And if you read the ingredients, you're going to see the same basic stuff going across there, including alfalfa, alfalfa meal, etc. Always read the ingredients. The next thing is you want to look at the weight. So that's basically 1 pound here. This is really expensive. It's almost $5 a pound. If you don't believe me, check out Dr. Earth products. Espoma, their fertilizers, usually it's a better deal. They're under $2 a pound. How do you figure that out? Well, this is a 4-pound bag right here. If it is $4 a pound, 4 pounds goes into $4, that's $1 a pound. If this was $8, 4 pounds goes into $8, it's $2 a pound. And I recommend staying around $2 a pound. I personally think that's kind of expensive, but I think it's fair. The company is creating something, it's convenience. It's just when you get past that $2 a pound, I think you're personally getting ripped off. There's nothing more in these that is any better really than the other fertilizers. For instance, you're going to see mycorrhizae, Bacillus X, meaning Bacillus, anything after that, there's all these different microbes and stuff. They all have them in there now. Sometimes it's called True Biotics, sometimes it's called Biotone. Most of that is in your soil already, so you don't need that. That's not something extra you want to be paying for. It's not worth an extra $1 a pound just because it says True Biotics. The other thing you're looking at is, what's it really say? So this is OMRI listed. Okay, so it's all organic. They're all organic. That really doesn't matter. That's a whole other video. But then you look at the words homegrown, organic, natural, handcrafted, blended, True Biotics, beneficial microbes, mycorrhizae in there, you know, develop hardy roots and vigorous crop growth. And that's all advertising to you. Just read what's in the products. So you're looking for something, again, that's around $2 a pound. The other thing that gets confusing to people, like this is a general tomato vegetable herb fertilizer. That's a nice statement. True. Fertilizer can be used on anything. You don't need specialized fertilizers. This is flower tone. Then you might see something for tomatoes, tomato tone. You might see something for berries or leafy greens. When you look on the package, you're going to see the N, P, and K. This is also where you can see all the ingredients too. You just go down there and you can read what's in there. This one has like feather meal, poultry manure, etc. Everything I was talking about. This is a 3, 4, 6 N, P, and K. 3% nitrogen, 4% P, phosphorus, 6% potassium, N, P, and K. Make sure I got that right. Those are the main ingredients, the main elements that your plants need. 3, 4, 6, less nitrogen, more of the other things. Sure, that might help tomato plants out, but that's the percentage of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in the bag. Once we go and scatter it out, the N, P, and K is much lower than that across the garden. You can put in a little bit more into the planting hole. You can up the nitrogen by giving a bit more of the fertilizer. You don't need to buy a tomato tone, is my point, just for tomato plants. And then you don't need to go buy something for flowers. And you don't have to go buy something for fruits and berries or leafy greens. What's interesting here is you have garden tone, which is for herbs and vegetables. And then you have plant tone, which is an all-purpose fertilizer. When we turn this one over, this is a 533 NP and K. We turn this one over. This is a 344 NP and K. That's not much difference in the numbers for the home gardener because we're not really putting this down exactly as the instructions want us to. We're kind of putting it around the plant, in the planting hole, scattering down the center of plants for a top dressing. And again, just so you remember, this one's a 346. So you have a 346, a 344, a 533. Let's just go take a look at what this one is. And this one is a 345. Those numbers are so close that you don't need to shell out, you know, $12 for each of these. That's $48. Just buy one. Garden tone is fine. Plant tone is fine. I like Espoma again because per pound they really do give you the best price in my opinion. As you buy bigger bags, you can also save money. So if you want to buy that 20-pound bag of Espoma or 20-pound bag of organic fertilizer, you're going to save money that way. But don't get caught with the name game where you have flower tone, plant tone, garden tone, tomato tone, leafy greens, etc., etc. Yes, it's true, and someone's going to say, leave a comment, well, when your plants are flowering or they're producing fruit, it's better to have higher potassium or higher phosphorus. In a home garden, if you're using compost regularly, if you're using your fertilizers regularly, Your garden plants only need small amounts of this. You don't have to be the mad scientist that's tweaking the potassium and the phosphorus. You don't have to switch over to fertilizers. Just want to let you know, don't get caught in the names. Don't get caught in mycorrhizae, microbes. Don't pay more, in my opinion, again, more than $2 per pound. And you don't need multiple types of fertilizers for different garden plants. Just a basic plant tone, garden tone, general purpose, organic granular fertilizer is all you need. Thanks for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com, and please subscribe. I'll be really going through my 2024 garden and showing you how to do everything from starting seeds indoors to transplanting, managing pests and disease, harvesting, and all that. Thanks for watching.